On a la classe sur là-bas, j'avoue. Oh là là, l'int rend pas mal aussi en rouge. Rametal, sa couleur rend pas mal. Les autres, bon bah vous êtes moches comme moi, hein. Violet, ça fait du caca, regardez-moi si j'écris. C'est terrible. Je crois que c'est le pire en de ma couleur. J'ai changé. Tout le monde va se mettre en jaune. Et quand je vais changer de scène, parce que je vais avoir d'autres scènes après, quand je vais changer de scène, vous serez plus du tout adapté. Ah. C'est la vraie couleur, c'est le violet. C'est parti! Let's go! C'est Winnie Boo! Salut tout le monde! Bienvenue tout le monde! Je savais pas que vous seriez si nombreux! Welcome! C'est parti! Attendez, je m'enlève, il va y avoir un trailer.
Hello and welcome to the show.
Il n'y a
Today
pas de
we are
trailer.
here to build a better monster killing machine and to preview what we have been calling behind the scenes Armor 2.0.
Elle est à l'aise, la personne au milieu.
When Shadowkeep launches,
Elle a tellement raison.
you're going to have a whole new set of
Eh,
building blocks that you
on m'a
can
dit
use
de
to
venir,
build
moi je me
the
pose.
ideal guardian, whatever you think ideal
Ok,
is,
élève.
depending on your fighting style. And today we're going to take a look at that process, give you a preview of just some of the options.
Bien sûr, on va voir les
And who
cours.
better to build the ideal guardian than some of the developers
Mais
who
non,
have
je
been
parle pas
working on
quand il
these
parle.
new in-game systems. I'm Deej, I will be your host, but I'm going to invite the talented people who make the games that we want to play, and we hope you do as well, to introduce themselves and to kick off the conversation.
Hi, I'm Rodney Thompson, and I am the feature lead for Armor 2.0.
Ooh, what are you gonna make today?
Oh, and today I'm making a Titan.
I'm Lisa Brown, I'm senior sandbox designer, and today I will be building a warlock that suits my personal tastes.
Hi, Tomo Kinoshita. I'm the combat area lead, and anyone that knows me knows that I love Hunter, so that's what I'm doing today.
All right, fantastic.
Voilà, je vous ai monté le son.
Why don't we join their
C'est mieux?
guardians who are now live in the tower. Today what we're going to do is slightly
go.
contrived. I will admit that right up front. We are using a build in the development environment. Obviously, it is not
Comme chez Bungie.
so we're showing you the
C'est mieux,
game
Lint, ou pas?
in the environment where we are testing the game right now. And if you are playing Solstice of Heroes, and if you're acquiring your fabulous dress uniforms, you may know that the armor that you are acquiring and adding glow to will become Armor 2.0 on October 1st.
Non,
with
ça on
our
le savait,
fall releases.
bien sûr. Les
So
trucs du solstice
let's
sont
take a
déjà dans
look
la nouvelle
at
version.
these three players, fully dressed in the Solstice of
Non,
Heroes
j'aime bien avoir
gear
vos
sets.
retours en fait en même
And let's
temps
pretend that it is this fall.
pour le full screen.
These players have been playing
Pas comme ça.
Destiny. They've been earning the mods. They've been earning the materials that they need to upgrade those mods. And let's step through that process. Rodney, what's the first
Ça, vous
step
entrez dans la
in
légende
taking
ici.
Solstice of Heroes armor and turning it into Armor 2.0?
Yeah, so if you earned the legendary set, you can, once Shadowkeep drops, you'll be able to come over here.
Donc, quand vous aurez votre arme solstice légendaire
and
et que Shadowkeep sort,
Gunsmith is going to have an upgrade package for you.
il y aura
that you'll
un
be able to
upgrade
grab.
disponible
And when you do,
Bam!
you're going to
qui vous donnera la version
Armor
2.0.
2.0 set of Solstice gear. So
C'est un peu dur encore, Eran.
crack that open.
Let's take a look. So at a
Yeah.
glance, talk to us about what are some of the first changes that we can observe, even at this level of the character inspection screen for Armor 2.0.
Sure. Yeah, so one of the first things you'll notice is that with the introduction of Armor 2.0, we're also reintroducing intelligence, discipline, and strength, the three
Ça, c'est
stats
cool.
from
L'intelligence, la
the
discipline et
first
la
Destiny
force qui
game
reviennent.
that will now sit alongside
C'était tellement
mobility,
bien, ça.
resilience, and recovery from the stats
Je le
from
monte encore un
Destiny
peu.
2. And those stats now, instead of scaling from 1 to 10, will actually scale from
Moi,
0
je sais
up to
qu'Azuma, c'est quand je fais
100.
comme ça que la cam, elle en peut plus.
And if you tooltip over them, you can see we've added
Là,
some
elle l'a pas fait.
information about what each of these stats does and shows you where you're at on that 0 to 100 scale. So for example, mobility, one of the things it does is it increases your base
Ouh,
speed.
c'est en pourcentage du coup.
C'est
jusqu'à 100%.
Each of the stats has breakpoints at every 10 points of stats, so 10, 20, 30. And once you cross that breakpoint, cross that threshold, you enter a new tier. And so
On change de tiers quand on arrive au palier du tiers en cours.
Benefits of that tier. So for example, right now you can see mobility for my character. I've got 30 mobility that puts me at tier 3, which gives me the 12% base speed.
Ok, en ayant 30% de mobilité, il y a au tier 3.
Resilience is giving you extra shield capacity.
À 40%, il sera au tier 4, etc. Je pense que c'est ça.
From when you get damaged.
Non, pay to play de la LoL. Là, par exemple, il est tier 2 parce qu'il n'a pas encore atteint les 30%.
Your intellect will increase your super ability or decrease your super ability cooldown time, and your strength will decrease your melee ability cooldown time. So basically, these 6 stats are the first thing that you'll notice on
Ah, ça c'est vraiment trop bien.
And you're getting these
ça manquait,
stats
ces
from
stats.
the armor itself. So each set of armor is going to have some number of points in each of the 6 stats, and they all combine together to give you your total.
Le jeu de base va passer de free-to-play de la LoL. Au mois de septembre, tu auras en fait la base.
And so what you're going to be doing is you're going to be collecting armor,
Je crois que ça inclut
finding
même
the right combination of stats
la première année d'extension.
and then putting those pieces
Comment ils
together
font pour gagner de l'argent de
your
l'extension.
particular build.
Là, quand tu achètes cette extension,
I hope people collected all of that detail, because I can tell you that right now in chat, I'm seeing people observing the fact that
Mais c'est
my
génial,
ghost
ça de
is
partout.
over my shoulder and my sparrow is right behind me. So yes, you can observe your
j'avoue,
rise
on a
and how well
vous
it
avez vu le
pairs with your
passereau
armor.
qui est juste
We're
derrière lui?
investing a lot more in your personal vanity, your personal
je
creative
crois que Force
expression of
aussi
what
sera
your hero
gratuit.
is. So yeah, you can see your ghost, you can see your vehicle, you can see all of your armor and how it pairs well together into the ultimate
Ils
fighting
appellent ça
style.
Destiny New Light.
And yes, confirmed, Glimmer Cap has been raised to 250,000.
Et puis les skins aussi, il y a des skins de la LoL. Ils en ont parlé, ils ont dit que un des skins avait permis de financer carrément le développement d'une mission, tu vois. Donc, les gens, quand ils aiment un jeu, ils y vont.
So, why don't you take us through the process? We want you to build
Le nombre de
a Titan
subs.
that is ideal for you.
Right.
We will see
Oui, pas vous.
one way to build a Titan, and of course there will be many, many permutations. Things that we are
Bah,
talking
tu verras,
about
c'est
today.
vraiment mieux avec ces stats-là. Et là, ça va être
Venom in our
tellement
mixer chat said, I hope
varié.
this reveal is not too revealing, and that's always kind of the game. That's the double-edged sword. We want to give you some excitement about what awaits you
Donc
this
là, il
fall,
explique
but
qu'ils vont pas
we
tout
also want to
dire.
make sure that there are some things that you get to
Ils nous montrent des
experience for the
choses,
first time
mais
in the game. So we're going to
ils
show
veulent nous
you
laisser
some of the building
découvrir.
blocks.
Ils
We're
veulent
going to
surtout
show
pas
you
tout
the
dire.
process that you can use to pair those together to invent new fighting styles for yourself. We are not going to be talking too much about finishing moves or the artifact or the additional perks in there. We're going to take a
Ils vont
look
pas
at
parler des
armor
artefacts, ils vont pas
customization
parler
today.
des
That's the theme
finish
for
moves,
this
je vais pas
stream,
le traduire.
and I'll be calling out some other moments in the very near future where we'll be elaborating on some of these topics. Enough from me. Let's go back to you. Let's go to your workbench and let's see how your Titan is going to live and breathe and fight.
Yeah, so one of the things you said was that we're trying to focus more on
C'est ça,
letting
Link.
you
Ne pas
make
tout
the
le temps avoir
decisions
juste
to
un
build your
build
character
qui est
the way
partout.
you want to look and the way you want to play, right? And so everyone's going to have a
Tu peux mettre
different
dessus des
method
armures
of
que t'as, alors
deciding,
que là,
what
tu vas
is the
pouvoir,
right thing for them to do to
peut-être
make their
tester
character.
plus
So
de
for
choses.
me, I like to start with a pretty straightforward concept of like, how do I want to play in the fire team with these other two? So I want to play a support character. Like that's what I play. I like to play healers and defenders and
support,
people that
okay.
basically buff up my allies. So I've decided that what I'm going to do is I'm going to play a support character. I'm going to play a Titan using Ward of Dawn as my super.
Okay.
I've picked Lumina as my exotic hand cannon. And then I also have Tatara Gaze and an Avalanche, so that basically I'm covering all 3 of my damage types there. And so since I'm going to be using these weapons, and I'm going to be building a support character, I'm going to really focus on trying to keep my melee up.
Et la vitesse à laquelle se régénère ton super.
I want to keep my class ability
Ces nouvelles
up, because I'm
compétences,
also gonna
ces nouvelles
use
stats
the
jouent là-dessus.
here.
Ça trique chaque truc un petit peu.
That's the sort of core that I'm going to be building around. And then I'm going to go in and I'm going to pick my mods based around that. So
we just saw you acquire
En
your
gros, tu choisis si t'es mobile,
solstice
si
of Heroes
tes
armor from the
compétences reviennent
gunsmith.
vite.
How does one acquire
C'est des choix.
an exotic 2.0?
Sure. So exotic items are all converted over to Armor 2.0 so that when they drop in the world, they will be Armor 2.0ified.
Yeah.
That's a word.
Tous les
by the way.
exotiques que vous allez voir à la sortie seront des
But
2.0, bien
also,
sûr.
we've gone in and we've changed over all of the exotics in your collections so that if you've already collected a particular exotic, you'll be able to pull it out of your collections as an Armor 2.0
Ouh, si on a déjà
It'll have a fixed roll, so you'll
une
still
version
wanna go out
1.0,
there
on aura la
and
2.0
find, drops
de
that
notre
have,
collection.
a different role that
Si je
suits
dis
your
pas de bêtises.
character,
Yes.
but you'll be able to get a version of it out of your collections.
So on October
Nice.
1st, my stag, my helmet, my
Yes.
coat rack, my beloved coat rack
C'est la
helmet,
composante
will be
RPG
in
finalement
waiting for me in
quasiment
collections
du jeu.
as,
C'est pas
Stag
juste un
2.0.
FPS.
That is correct, yes.
Wonderful.
Yeah. So now that I've sort of got my basic theme and I picked out my exotics, I'm going to go in and I'm going to start modifying my gear. And so one of the first things you'll notice is that the randomized perks are gone and instead have been replaced by armor energy and armor
Non, une
mods.
version des rôles
So we
prédéfinis
have
depuis la
3
collection,
mod
on pourra
sockets
l'ajouter
down
avec des
below,
rôles
and we
aléatoires.
have
Ok.
energy up on the top. And so just to talk about that a little bit, basically each type of armor will have an energy type and an energy amount. This number goes from 1 to 10, and this number can be upgraded. So basically, the energy amount tells you how many mods of which energy cost can be socketed in. So just a quick look down here.
Donc
we
le
can
niveau
see
d'énergie que
that,
vous avez sur l'armure là,
for
qui peut aller de
example,
1 à
the
10,
Paragon mod costs 4 energy. The Void Resistance mod costs 1
est lié au mode que
void
vous allez pouvoir
energy.
mettre
So
dedans.
Void mods
Par
can
exemple, là,
only
il
be
coûte
socketed
1,
into
celui
void
sur lequel il est.
armors. Anything that
Et il a
requires
5.
any energy can go into any armor piece.
You
Donc
have
il
a budget
choisit.
to spend now.
Yeah, exactly.
Et il peut
So
upgrade
Your
son
budget
armure
is
pour qu'elle ait
not
plus de
maximized
place
there.
pour les
You
mods.
have
not
5
yet.
out of 10.
Yes, and so what I'm going to do is just to sort of show you how this works. Basically, I know that I'm going to be using my sniper rifle a lot because I want to get that super energy because I'm going to socket in another mod from that. So basically, when I go down here, I can look at my mods. I can see some of them are grayed out. That means I don't have enough energy to socket those in. If I move my cursor over it, you can see that the energy
là, il a
bars
plus assez
start to
d'énergie
fill up
pour
and
mettre ça.
flash up there saying, hey, this is how much energy this mod is going to consume.
Celui-là, c'est...
If I move my cursor over one of the
Là, il a
mods
pas
that
assez pour le
doesn't-
6.
that I don't have enough energy for, you can see it turns red and it shows me, hey, there's 1 energy bar there that we'd still need to be able to socket this in. So I want to make sure I've got this enhanced sniper rifle targeting because I don't want to look bad on the stream when I
Donc
miss
il
a
augmente
headshot. So
No one wants
son
to.
niveau
go ahead and
d'énergie, vous le
upgrade
voyez
here.
avec donc de
And
la
so
thune,
now I've
des éclats
upgraded a
légendaires
few,
et...
and I've got enough energy for it, so I can go ahead and
J'ai oublié le nom.
socket this in. So now I've got enhanced sniper rifle targeting right there waiting on me.
C'est quoi la
It's also
troisième
worth noting
ressource?
that mod didn't go away, right?
Aha.
Unlocks are the future.
Yes, all armor mods are unlocked. So once you've acquired it once, it is then unlocked forever. It can be socketed into
Quand vous
as
avez
many
eu une
pieces
fois
of
un mod,
armor
vous
as
l'avez
you
pour
want,
toujours sur
unsocketed,
toutes les armures.
whatever, like however you want to do it. We thought this was important because we want you to experiment with your mods and experiment with your builds and be able to swap things out. So basically, once you've got it forever.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
And then as you unlock these different masterwork tiers, we can see that there
Vous voyez là les
are
ressources qu'il faut.
some new materials. There are some new economies in play here. We've seen, look at this, Ascendant Shards.
Yes. Yeah, so we do have some new materials that are going to be required to upgrade these that will be available from various reward sites throughout the game. And then once you finally upgrade your armor to its top tier, one of the things you'll be able to notice, it's a little difficult to see right now, here, let me move, there we go, is that each of my stat bars shows an increase there. You can
Ah,
see the
voyez, il a
green
plein
on the side of
d'augmentation
the
de
stat
stats
bars.
en les
That's
augmenté au
because when
maximum.
you upgrade an armor to its full masterwork level,
Regardez.
it actually gives you +2 to every stat all the way down the line. So basically that's the benefit you get in addition to being able to put in more mods into your
Là, ce qu'il y a,
armor.
c'est qu'il y a du farm quasiment, mais
Topic of enhancement cores.
t'es
masterwork
récompensé
cores,
dans le sens où
acquiring these
tu
things. There's
débloques
been
même
a
pour une
very
pièce
loud
qui,
topic
une
of
autre pièce qui
conversation in our
t'intéresserait
community.
d'augmenter avec un mode.
Dismantle something in your
Tu l'auras débloqué
inventory
pour
and cross
toujours,
your
donc ton
fingers
farm
or
est
complete a
récompensé
bounty
en
have
soi.
been some of your best paths to earning those things. I'm told, and I'd like for you to confirm for me again, there are multiple
Pas tant que ça,
different
hein.
sources for these materials. So if you find yourself wanting, if you
Franchement,
find
pas tant que
yourself
ça.
going and doing way too much business with the
Au
spider,
contraire,
we have new
chaque drop que
pathways
tu vas
that
avoir
you
va
can
peut-être te
travel
donner
to
un
earn
mode que
those
tu
things.
auras
There's
envie
going to be ways to
d'utiliser.
get them, and there's also going to be ways that you can sort of upgrade into the more advanced advanced materials as well. So yeah, we hope that it's going to be a process where you sort of see, okay, here's what I need to do to get the things that I need to upgrade my armor.
Yeah. And we'll be talking about this a little bit more actually when
En
we are
en
in
gros, on
Germany
débloque
for
son
Gamescom.
pool de compétences.
We'll be talking a little bit more about
Et ensuite,
how
on fait ses
the
choix.
Nightfall will play a role
Des
in
heures
your
durant.
acquisition of these materials. And then later on, we'll talk about seasonal progression being a way that you can acquire these materials. But we do not want this to be a famine. We want you
Je
to
suis
get
pas sûre.
out
Ça
and
s'appelait des
play
prismes,
Destiny
Lynn, ça.
and earn the things that you need so that you can have fun building your character and customizing it so it's really an extension of the way you like to play. But anyway, while I try to diffuse the controversy along the way, please continue
que c'est
down
un
the
autre, là?
path.
Sure.
And,
Parce que le dessin
show us
ressemblait,
what
mais
you
en
got.
plus allongé.
So
non
I've already got my enhanced sniper rifle targeting in, and now I want to go ahead and
Vous
make
allez
sure
pas
I've got plenty of ammo.
vous
for this.
offusquer
one
de
of the
pieds
things
sur
we've
la
done
table quand même, les
is
gens.
we've broken
Oh,
out the ammo finders into
Vous êtes quoi?
specific weapon ammo finders. So I'm going to be going in here and getting my sniper
Non, mais-
rifle ammo finder.
On est là pour le jeu, nous.
We've also made sure that the ammo finders, they not only work
On est
a
pas là
little
pour
bit more
voir des gens en
reliably,
costume.
but they also show you that they are working a little bit more visibly. And hopefully when we get into the actual gameplay, we'll be able to show off exactly what that looks like. So I'm going to go ahead and...
Donc là, il a mis un mode qui permettait de trouver plus souvent des munitions de sniper. C'est honteux.
Hey,
C'est honteux.
a lot of these are grayed out, but I've got some choices down here. I can get void resistance, minor resist, or major resist. I think for this one, I'm going to put in major resist, just because I'm not.
Plus de résistance aux dégâts.
And yeah, so that's my helmet. And so now I'm going to go over here and start working on my gauntlets. So let's see here. I think I'm going to be using my Lumina a lot to buff people. So I think, and that's probably my primary. So I think I'm going to go with.
Ça augmente la vitesse de rechargement des gars. Ah, ça va être tellement bien ce petit changement là. Je pense que c'est bien d'avoir une refonte totale du truc. Ça coûte de l'humaine, mais parce que t'as déjà manqué de l'humaine? C'est une vraie question, hein.
I'm not going to be using my grenade that much, so I don't think that one's going to benefit.
Genre 500 l'humaine, c'est rien.
I don't have anything for my.
Oui, en plus il en a 221 000, donc il n'y a plus de cap.
What I'm going to do is go with my large weapon loader here, so that I've got something for my machine gun. So my hand cannon and my machine gun are going to have a pretty good reload rate. I've used up all my energy, so nothing in my general socket.
Tu peux toujours passer pour savoir ce que t'en penses.
It's interesting how you're letting people really double down on the things that are important to them with some expensive mods.
Rappelle-toi, Lynn,
if you want to diversify
les
a
débuts de
little
live où
more,
je
you
disais,
can
les
pick some of
gens,
the cheaper options and have
il me faut
different
5000
skills across the
lumières.
spectrum.
And it's worth
J'ai
noting
plus
in this
rien.
particular one right here, I picked an enhanced mod and then I picked a broadly useful mods, and those are pretty expensive. If I instead was to pick something more specific, like my sniper rifle loader, it's a little bit more on the expensive side because there are both special and heavy sniper rifles, and also the reload time.
Mais bon, t'as pas besoin de les activer pour te faire une idée.
But like if I was just using
C'est ça l'idée. Limite quitte à prendre un papier à côté, c'est cool. Moi je pense que c'est un bon petit kiff.
So basically, you kind of make a choice about how important it is to you, and it could be that based on the perks that you have on your particular hand cannon, that reloader mod isn't as important to you, right? So like it's going to be about weighing like what perks I have on my weapons, what perks do I need on my armor to live that gameplay style that I'm aiming at.
Après, c'est sûr que tu vas pas changer à chaque activité tes modes. C'est peut-être ça que tu dis. Pour moi, je pense plutôt que tu as une armure pour chaque truc.
In our Twitch chat is asking, do we have to acquire these mods before we can use them?
Yes.
Yes. And how? Where will these mods
Il a rien suivi, le mec qui pose la question.
Players expect to be acquiring these?
Yeah. So the mods will actually drop from about 3 different sources. You'll be able to get them from the gunsmith. He will both sell mods on a rotating basis, so basically they'll rotate through and you can just buy them from him.
L'armurier vous vendra des mods.
Get them from gunsmith packages. So like if you get the gunsmith Engram, sometimes it will include a mod. You'll also be able to get them from just world Engrams, and then also some of the mods, like the enhanced mods, will come from Engrams that you'll get from Iron Banner and the Raid and other Pinnacle sources.
Garde-les à tout hasard,
they're grouped into big chunks there, so that's why you'll be able to go get them.
Yeah. A lot less guesswork. People know what to do. People know where to go.
All right, so because I'm going to be using a sniper rifle,
I'm going to make sure I've got plenty of reserves there.
And I think also in this case, I want to make sure that I am not getting flinched as well. So I think again, I'm using a lot of enhanced perks because I think that I need all the help that
Ah,
I
tu
can
les
get.
perdras
So
pas.
it's eating up a lot of my budget, but again, I got one left over here. So I
Garde-les,
think
tu verras.
another major resist to just
Vous
double
savez, j'ai mon t-shirt
down.
de signe 2 du coup.
And
Je fais
that
un petit
is
effort,
my
tout
chest
ça.
piece. Now when we start getting into the boots here,
The
I
boots.
definitely have to make sure that I'm picking up
Il est vraiment
plenty
en
of
train de faire son
sniper rifle
build en
ammo, so I'll
direct.
grab my sniper rifle scavenger, and I think also I need more energy.
Ça me donne envie de jouer.
Yeah, might want to do that.
It seems like there are some themes to the types of impact that different types of gear have on your build, right?
Yeah.
Like it looks like the boots here really indicate what sort of ammo you're acquiring.
Yes, absolutely. So one of the things we do is we make sure that basically for the sockets that are armor piece specific, like these are the leg armor
Encore
mods,
un
there are certain mechanics that are only found in there. So all of the scavenger mods are down here as well. Plus like traction is on the boots. If you look at like the chest, basically
Vous allez pas être
that's
prêt,
where
il y
the
a un stream qui va
capacity
pop.
and the unflinching ones are, mods are. And this is similar to how things are distributed in the perks
Aucun
right
rapport
now,
en
in
même temps.
the random armor in the game right now. But we've just sort of doubled down on making it so that they have a very clear, like, hey, these are boot mods, these are chest mods, etc. The one thing that is nice, though, is that because these two slots are
Et vous avez des modes selon la catégorie. Des modes de bras, des modes de jambes.
Mod and a scavenger mod, where you couldn't have that
Et
before,
par exemple,
right?
vos
You
modes
couldn't
de
have two
jambes, si je dis
scavenger
pas de
mods, you couldn't
bêtises,
have two,
vont jouer sur vos
unflinching
munitions.
mods, right? Like if I wanted to, I could have unflinching sniper
Sniper en même
rifle
temps.
and unflinching hand cannon if I wanted to, right? And so like you have a little bit more flexibility in how you like what kinds of mechanics you have access to at any given time. So I'm gonna keep going here, sniper rifle scavenger, and I think traction, and that leaves me with 4 left over. So since I've got 4 left over, I think what I actually want to do is
Les quêtes de farm seront ouvertes pour tous. C'est-à-dire,
I'm not gonna
est-ce
use
que
all energy,
la
but
version
I'll increase my
2.0 avec
strength
les mods
because I
sera
really
pour tout le
wanna
monde? Je
give-
pense
I
que
don't
oui.
want to give overshields to these guys, so I want
Je
to make
pense
sure
que
we
ça, il
keep
n'y aura
my
pas de souci.
melee up pretty often.
Okay.
So now getting down here into my last piece, my
Je vois pas en fait
class
comment
item,
il ferait pour
this is where I
séparer
want to
surtout.
make sure that I put in my
Donc je
remote
pense que ce
connection.
sera
This is
pareil.
how I'm going to get my super energy in order to cast Ward of Dawn. So I want to make sure I'm getting lots of sniper rifle kills.
Il y en a
I've
ici
invested
qui ont
a lot
prévu de le
into
prendre au
my
moment où il passe
sniper
sur
rifle
Steam, là,
perks so far.
en version gratuite du coup.
And then I think
De lui laisser une petite chance.
yeah, I'm going to be using my class ability a fair
de faire son
amount
bout de
because
chemin.
I've got the Crest of Alpha Lupi, so I'm going to go ahead and put Perpetuation in.
En moins cher que gratuit.
And this is going to leave me with quite a bit of energy left over. So I think what I'm going to do
C'est pas trop, hein.
is, with this
En même temps,
5
les
left
gens qui me
over,
suivent, ils y
I'm
jouent.
going to go ahead and put in Intellect mod to get my super coming back faster.
Tout à fait.
So
hein.
majestic.
Yes.
C'est vrai que
So
l'édition
now I
collector.
have
Ah oui, non, mais ça, c'est pas une
put in
chance
a
moins chère que
full
gratuit.
suite of mods on all of my armor. And one of the things people can see is that the mods that I've
C'est bien,
socketed
c'est bien,
in,
ok.
it has put those tooltips down there. The UI team did a great job of
J'ai
coming
donné
in
un
and
corps
making sure
transfert.
that the tooltips reflect the changes in Armor 2.0. You can see an armor's energy type, its energy amount. You can see its stats. You can see the fact that it has fully masterwork stats.
Je vais pouvoir faire un truc,
It was-
mais je vous en parle
I
pas.
didn't call it out, but one of the things you might have noticed is that the intellect mod, well, you won't be able to see it on this one actually, but let me go back to the legs. Sorry. Yeah, so the strength mod here, when I move my cursor over it, the stat bars actually change, so I can see like, hey,
Ah
this
oui,
is
on
gonna
voit les
add
stats en même
to
temps,
the
vous avez
strength
vu.
of this item, so it adds
Donc
it in
il
and
sait
you see the
au
strength
niveau
bar actually
force,
goes up.
machin,
So
il
you can
voit.
see exactly
C'est
what your
dynamique.
strength has gone up to because
Qu'on va
of that
faire.
mod in there.
Yeah, you get a nice
Comme on fait
preview
toujours.
for,
Yeah.
for your mod shopping needs.
Je fais en général 5
now
jours
I've
par
got all
semaine,
my
tout va bien.
mechanics in place, but I think the last
Mais
and,
ces vacances, on en fait 2-3.
occasionally most important part of this is I gotta make myself look pretty.
Come on,
because
yeah, let's go.
I can't not play the fashion game a little bit.
Bon là, il va se faire beau gosse.
I like my solstice gear for the most
Et
part.
du coup,
but I
ouais,
think
je me
I
vois
wanna change
trop
up
essayer
this
la
headpiece.
version gratos avec
So
le
what I'm
compte de
gonna
mon
do is I'm gonna
chéri.
come down here
Juste
and
pour
I'm
voir
gonna
ce
go
que les
into
gens
my
ont
ornaments,
en version gratuite.
find-
Ça va être grave cool.
Yeah, this is the one.
So
right
these are
here.
the universal ornaments that we gave sort of just a conversational, textual preview of in a previous conversation.
Ah, ça c'est
And
mon casque,
this is a huge
rappelez-vous.
shift for us.
It is.
Playing the tactical game, building the perfect
Avènement
tactical
year
guardian meant that your style choices took a back seat. You could apply some shaders and try to get yourself closer to how you want to look, but now when you look at a guardian at a glance, you're not necessarily going to know how they fight.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. I mean,
Mais du
what
coup,
we
on
don't
est
do
full,
is we don't overwrite
on choisit
the
le
exotics,
style.
right? So
On
you're
l'avait
always
déjà
going
vu,
to
je crois.
recognize the exotic that someone's wearing.
Je me réétonne
But,
quand même.
Yeah, you'll be able to change your appearance, and we felt like it's important because
Man,
people want
C'est
to
fou de transpo,
play the way they want
exactement.
to play. They want to look the way they want to look, and I feel like they should be able to do both of those things without a lot of friction. So
Trop
we're starting this
bien.
off.
Sur les modèles
This
que
is
tu as.
again it's the
Eh,
first
tu me connais.
steps in that direction.
Ça,
We're starting
c'est
off with the
direct.
universal ornaments, which you can see I put on my fancy bighorn helmet here. And like this looks okay, right?
Je suis contente,
But,
il aime le même casque que moi sur le
that
Titan.
blue and that gold clash. I think I gotta start applying some
Yeah, no
shaders
good.
here.
Ah,
right?
trop bien. Donc là, en fait, les gens qui n'auraient pas compris,
I'm a big
vous
fan
choisissez
of
votre
this new
skin
black
séparément
armor.
Your
des
favorite
compétences de
too?
votre armure.
Well, it's one of them.
Donc si vous avez looté un skin d'armure,
vous
vous pouvez l'appliquer sur votre armure existante. Vous choisissez totalement.
Yeah, I'm
Oh,
gonna
look
go
at
ahead
that.
and look at that. That
Donc vous
red
pouvez
and that
vraiment
gold,
être
that's
hyper
just-
léger et
Now,
hyper
the Redif
efficace.
gold trim goes with
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
Very
Et en
stylish.
plus, comme disait
Very
Dige, bah,
fast.
les gens en
I may have
PvP ne
made
peuvent
some
pas savoir ce que vous
choices
jouez.
based on
Donc ça,
stuff.
faut jouer en compétitif pour...
All right.
this is Destiny in full effect,
Indeed.
says
True.
Geek Girl.
Yeah, absolutely correct. And
Attends,
now the other thing I like about
la
this
robe
solstice
de
one here is that,
l'arcaniste de...
I don't have any
truc de
armor for it, so,
Cade, avec
I
les
think I'm
barons.
gonna stick with this
Je l'aime
right here.
tellement
So,
avec
yeah,
les
that
chaînes,
is
là.
my- Look at that. Look at that beautiful,
Very
magnificent
nice.
Titan there.
Now, if you have achieved the glow in Solstice of
Yes.
Heroes, we don't have that in this development build, but we do want to call out that you would be able to apply that glow to this Guardian.
Ooh, I got
So those are things that you get to bring forward with you into the third year. of
Ok, donc si
Destiny
vous avez
2.
fait l'armure au sol 6, les
You get
trucs
to be
brillants,
as
vous pourrez
fabulous
les
as
avoir
your heart
aussi
desires.
sur vos
Look at
débuts
that
sur
majesty.
Shadowkeep.
So
Vous
majestic.
pourrez les
Very
conserver,
beautiful.
ce
All
sera
right, thank
disponible.
you. Anything else to say about your Titan?
Nah, I'm good.
You're ready to go. All
I'm
right, so
ready.
we're going to be hand-picking a strike that we're going to play once
Yes.
all of our Guardians are sorted. Lisa and Tomo have been doing a little bit of the busy work behind the scenes, some of the master working and upgrading. So now we can just get to building. Lisa,
Yeah.
a warlock after my own heart.
That's true.
But how do you like to fight? How you
So-
feeling today?
I'm feeling extremely lazy today, as you may tell, because I wore my pajamas to work. So I'm going to focus my build around the getaway artist exotic,
D'accord.
which is
En fait, c'était
an
hyper
exotic
RP
where
son truc de
a-
mettre ses
a
pieds sur la table.
Stormcaller can consume their grenade to get an arc soul that not just any
Haha,
arc soul,
Vixion.
a sentient arc soul, which is like arc soul times 1,000. So I'm really going to rely on it.
Ah,
doing
c'est
a
que
lot
pour
of
l'armure
what
solstice,
the
le glow,
arc souls,
je pense.
they're pretty good at getting grenade
bon,
energy
elles sont
back,
jolies.
but I want to make absolute sure that I have that grenade up as often as possible, so I can have my arc buddy up as often as possible.
Donc là, il veut
So
la
I'm
grenade tout
going
le
to approach
temps.
it a little bit differently than Rodney. I'm just going to start out by going through every one of my armors and putting in the discipline mod, which reduces
Donc elle se met en
my
discipline, bien sûr,
grenade
par la
cooldown.
génération des
'Cause
compétences.
that's sort of the core of this build, is having that arc buddy up. So I'm just going to pre-slot everything so that way I know like how much I have to work
Ah, ça fait
with.
du bien d'avoir le retour de la discipline, l'intelligence
And I
et de
want
la
to point out
force.
that some of these mods stack with each other, like these discipline mods. They'll stack with the ones you.
Je dis ça,
you
je crois que
put
j'avais
on
un
other
build full
ones.
force d'ailleurs quand je jouais.
Other
Enfin,
mods
force
like
et
the
je sais pas
mods
quoi.
that show up in these two
Quand je
slots.
mettais que des claques là.
You can't put like double rocket launcher scavenger in both of them. If you assign one, then you can't assign it in the other.
Ouais, ça se stack,
But
tout à
they're
fait.
pretty well labeled like what stacks and what doesn't stack, I'd say.
In some occasions, it won't even let you equip a mod
Yeah.
that doesn't stack, right?
Ah, si ça
it
se
doesn't
stack
stack,
pas,
it
vous
just
allez
be
pas
like,
pouvoir
yeah,
en fait le
can't
mettre.
equip
They'll
this.
get grayed out.
Yeah. And
C'est
so,
tiré du
The
un.
system
Mais oui,
doesn't
c'est
let
trop
you
bien.
waste your mods. It doesn't let you build.
Right.
It doesn't let you build guardians that.
Donc en fait, le
Like
système
perk
normalement vous laisse pas build des
well
choses
combined.
qui en
Yeah.
fait ne vous apportent
I'd
rien.
also like to observe
Ça,
that
c'est bien.
doubling down on discipline is a
Parce qu'il y a eu
hilarious
plusieurs fois, moi, où je me
combination with wearing
demandais,
your pajamas to work.
Yes.
Est-ce
So
que je peux
now
cumuler
I am
sur
at
telle et
tier
telle pièce?
9 of discipline, so I get my grenade back in 37 seconds, pretty quick. So now that I
Bon,
have
bah.
that, because my arc buddy is doing most of the work, I'm going to do something a little crazy and run double special weapons. So I'm going to run
Ah bah je viens
Obelisk
avec deux
in my
spéciales,
primary
ok.
and another fusion rifle in my secondary. So or kinetic. Yes, kinetic and second. You know, the terms, they got all confused. My 2 slots, I'm using 2 special ammo. So that means I really have to do a lot to focus on ammo.
Oui,
for those
comme elle
two,
joue 2
since
spéciales, il
I
faut
will
qu'elle
be
ait de
running
quoi
dry.
avoir beaucoup de
So for the
spéciales
other
en
2
partie.
slots, I'm going to focus on. I've got fusion rifle ammo finder and linear
Donc là, elle
fusion
met
rifle
carrément
ammo finder.
des modes pour les
because
munitions
this is going to
spécifiques
be what
aux
generates
armes, puisqu'elle a un fusil à
most of my
fusion par
ammo
exemple.
since, you know, I'm going to be running low.
Donc c'est pas du tout la même façon de faire que la personne
For
précédente, c'est ce qui est
my
voulu hein, pour vous
gloves,
montrer.
let's see what we've got. So you'll notice like the energy types, you know, they're different, and depending on the energy type, that controls what mods are available. So it's only
Ah,
showing
selon
you
le
the
type
ones
d'énergie, vous avez un
that
pool de
can
modes
go in this armor,
disponibles.
stuff with no energy type requirement or stuff with arc energy type requirement.
Ah, soit vous avez
let's
donc
see here.
ceux qui sont
I'm
pour
not
tous
going to
les types
be,
d'énergie, et ceux qui sont
really
spécifiques
using
par exemple à la
grenades
cryoélectrique.
because I'm going to be consuming them, but I might
Je-
do this one, which
J'espère,
it gives me grenade energy for melee attacks. So, you know,
Neat.
just anything to get that grenade up and running. And then what else have we got in here?
J'ai pas écouté quelle grenade elle voulait, mais
let's see.
elle la kiffe sa
I
grenade.
have a machine gun in my heavy slot, so I'll give something to that.
Right on.
Ouais, les
Yeah,
loadouts
so
ce
the,
serait bien, mais
just to
on
fill it
m'avait
out.
pas déjà parlé des loadouts.
Let's see. And
J'ai un
then
doute.
for
On
my
dit quelque chose.
robes, I'm going to again do reserves
Ah, ça fait déjà
because
quasiment 1 heure qu'on est
running
dessus.
two special ammo weapons means focus on ammo mods.
Comment t'as écrit intérêt?
And my legs.
Enfin,
Let's see here.
je te pardonne. Hein.
What do we got? Again, I'm just going to
Yeah,
do the
scavenger.
scavengers. So I've got scavenger, reserve, and finder.
Ah, tout le
all
monde met
for
les trucs de
my
scavenger.
two weapons,
Hop.
so that
C'est sur
I
les bots,
can
ça. Hein.
stay
Ah non,
healthy
c'est...
and full
Oui, si,
of
c'était les bots.
ammo.
Vous avez vu les trucs de scavenger, ils sont sur les bots.
For
Je suis claquée.
my
Je vois ça.
last
It's
slot,
okay,
let's
j'ai compris.
Let's do enhanced bomber. You know, another way to get more grenade energy back. And what else?
Mais enfin, elle va lancer des grenades comme ça, la meuf.
one there.
Ding 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 ding,
Oh,
ça
yeah,
va être
obviously light reactor. Because,
festival.
so because I'm putting all these stats
vrai,
into
ça.
discipline, my intellect
Nice.
is running a little low. So this will help me keep my super energy up in spite of that, using light reactor for my fusion rifle.
En fait, j'ai une image en tête où elle est vraiment en train de
so now
spam grenade, mais
I'm
genre...
all kitted out. Another thing I want to show is when you hold down left trigger to compare your armor now, you get a nice little flyout window that gives you the full descriptions of all your mods and perks, which is handy for a quick glance, so you don't have to go into the
Que ça
actual
peut
item
t'aider
to read it.
That's really
Et
cool.
ça, l'avantage
So
quand t'as
that's
beaucoup de possibilités,
a nice quality of life thing
c'est
from
que ça peut,
the
comme
UI
toute autre
folks.
chose, peut l'être aussi.
All right, so
Et avoir des
got
builds
my
différents.
Lazy Warlock. Let's make.
Même s'il y aura
look
toujours des builds qui
beautiful.
prévalent,
So
avoir plus
we're
de
gonna
variété
go through
pour pouvoir
this, but
faire
we
ta
basically
propre vie, faire ton
separated
truc
all
à
the
toi,
cosmetics
qui te
into
tient à
their own
cœur.
screen. So when
C'est
you're
ça
in
qu'il
the
faut.
inspection screen, you press down on the D-pad to bring up all the cosmetic stuff. So I don't really know exactly what I want yet, so I'm just gonna shop around a little bit. Let's see, what do I like? What do I like? We'll do this one. Put a nice shader on it. Got lots of shaders. I'm a purple fan. Let's see. No, I'm just gonna browse around. See, Rodney knew exactly what he wanted.
I did.
Parfait, tu diras dans
have
ton
to shop
entretien,
around a little
Monsieur
bit,
Viction.
so do this.
Moi, j'ai fini les armures saucisses, ok? Donc tu
For my
m'embauches
getaway artist,
ou c'est
I'm
quoi?
going to
Si
equip
ça montre pas la
the-
persévérance,
the ornament because this also has a nice purple theme
does.
already going on and some gold that'll match my solstice robes.
ce sera quoi qu'il arrive mieux pour le jeu aujourd'hui à
I
Armada.
think I'm gonna keep these robes but
C'est
change the
certain.
color. Ooh,
Wow,
yeah,
yeah,
that looks
neat.
nice. Let's do that.
Bon, l'autre a fait son marché, je vais me chercher à boire, hein, je reviens.
Do some legs. I do have my armor glows from Solstice, so I'm gonna put those on. It's subtle. It's not too flashy. I don't like to be too flashy with my.
Yeah, you're not a
My
hunter.
glows. I'm not a
There's
hunter.
some dignity here. Hey.
Anyway,
You get your turn in a minute.
we'll put some red on there to like bring out the other colors and the other shaders. I'm the sort of person who I don't necessarily just pick one shader and put it down the line. You know, I like to mix and match.
This is designed by a committee of thousands, by the way. Phil the Deal
Yes.
in our Mixer chat says this actually looks really good.
Yeah.
So
And I know it's faux pas to have void armor glow when I'm actually running an art class, but it looks fabulous, so I'm doing it.
It really does.
Yeah. All right. So there we go. Pretty happy with that.
Looking good.
Fantastic. I am taking
So?
notes because I too like my ARC helper buddy right
Yes.
over my shoulder.
Yeah. All right. I think I'm ready. I think it's time for Toma.
All right,
Awesome.
it's hunter time. Tomo,
Yes. So everyone else started off by showing off some of their gear. I
Allez,
actually want
le
to step in
chasseur.
real quick to my subclass choice because this actually might be a little new for
Whisky coca.
what
J'ai
people
pas
are
ça.
playing out
J'ai
in
pas de
the
whisky.
wild right
J'ai
now.
du coca.
And so I've
Juste
already
pas obligé.
selected it, but as you can see, I'm actually going bottom path Void Hunter. And I know top path and middle path are the most
J'explique ce qui est
popular options right
important.
now.
C'est que-
And so
J'ai
the
l'idée.
Sandbox team actually did an update to the Void subclasses, gave them a little bit of love. And so I kind of want to show it off a little bit here,
right.
show that the bottom path actually is viable now.
Donc là, il veut montrer que la voie du bas est maintenant viable, ce qui selon lui n'était pas avant. Je sais pas trop, je joue pas chasseur, donc j'en ai un, mais il sort pas.
But the main thing is like there's a really cool synergy now between the smoke bomb that the hunter has as well as the grenade. And so those two things kind of tie back and forth into
Maintenant, il y a un bon truc
if
avec
I
la grenade
can
fumée.
throw my smoke bomb down, and with the bottom path, as many hunters know, it actually makes you and your allies invisible. So I'll be doing that often in this stream, but that actually recharges my grenade energy. And then when I have my grenade up and I throw that on an enemy and it starts to take
résumé
enemy with
rapide à la
damage,
Stungeon,
it actually
s'il te plaît.
increases my melee energy charge. So I'm actually
Donc il
able to
combine
kind
entre
of
sa
create
grenade
this
et sa
cycle
mêlée, si j'ai
of,
bien compris,
feeding
ce qui est
those two
plutôt
things
cool.
back into each other.
and very opposing aesthetics
Bah,
between
merci.
a warlock that is consuming grenades to have a
Ce
helper
sera
buddy
rediffusé,
and
t'inquiète.
a hunter that just wants to throw them everywhere so that they can disappear and wreak
Yeah,
havoc.
I'm going into the back lines of the enemy team, and you guys are going to be the ones that are going to have to help me get out of it. Worst case, I'll just make myself
Look,
invisible.
I've got Lumina. You'll be fine.
Exactly.
You'll be fine.
Exactly.
Ce mec, c'est le
And so then I'm also going to try
boyfriend
something a little unique
Marie, je
here
sais
when
pas,
it comes to my
de
weapon
Miss
loadout. And so in my
5000 watts, je sais pas
kinetic
comment on
slot
dit,
here, I'm actually going with the
qui
shotgun.
est une joueuse
And then
PVP de
also
ouf.
in my heavy slot, I'm going with the shotgun.
Beautiful.
And the reason for this is with the Solstice gear, the hunter will
Et ça se
automatically
sent
roll
que c'est un
with
genre
arc
PVP
energy.
aussi.
And arc actually has an affinity with shotguns, and so this actually ties those two things in really well. And so that's my hope. We'll see how well it works out. And so I'll start off with the helmet like everyone else. I've already, like Deej said, I already went through and masterworked all of them, so I can save some time
Donc tout est
there.
Masterwork, bien sûr.
So,
C'est bien de passer les trois persos comme ça.
Like I said,
Merci,
we're going to be
Nico.
doing shotgun stuff, so I'm going to do my shotgun ammo finder. So give me a more
And that
more
works with
ammo.
Acreus as well as the
It does.
specials.
Yep.
Nice.
So,
Ah tiens, un
Let's see
petit
how
de
well this
PVP.
works. And then let's give
Est-ce que
some
c'est vraiment
love
ce qu'on
to
demande?
the hand cannon. And so I'm going to do some precision weapon targeting.
Là, je préfère juste le
And then I got
contrôle, diff match.
some points left
Allez,
over,
c'est
and so I
bon.
can come in here again
Arrêtez de
and
sortir
like you
des
guys
trucs
are
des jeux
doing,
de saison.
figure out what I want to
Non, mais je
slot
sais
in
pas.
here. Some of these I can't afford, but luckily I can do this. We're going to be doing a strike later, so this will help us melt the boss more quickly.
Merci Nico. Mais oui, normalement, de toute façon, ils sont
Because
censés
your build
beaucoup
is
changer
focusing on
comment
the
ça fonctionne,
energy
etc.
regain. That means you might not need
We'll see.
as many
Exactly.
mods for your energy
Moi, je suis pour la
regain, so you
simplicité
can
en
spend
PvP.
those on something else instead.
Yep. So let's keep
Mais bon.
doing more shotgun stuff.
Shotgun.
Yeah.
Et je serais pas contre le retour, bien sûr, de
probably want something with my
Trials of
grenade.
Osiris.
Yeah, you're the only one who's actually going to be using them.
And then that actually maxed it out, so I'm going to leave this slot empty. And for my exotic, I'm
les
going with
flèches,
the 6 Coyote. And so
Mais ils vont
this
changer
again
ça,
gives
hein,
me a
la
second
cadence de
dodge,
super, tout ça.
and if you remember,
C'est prévu.
back in my subclass choice, I'm actually going with Gambler's Dodge, so this, as long as I'm doing my dodge close to enemies, I'll be able to get my smoke grenade up more often, or my smoke bomb up.
Putain.
And let's go through this. And so for this one's actually solar because it's a exotic, and so exotics.
Bon, on a
can go
compris au
with
troisième personnage, je
any
pense
of
que
the
j'ai pas
different
besoin
energy
de
types.
1.
What I'm going to do here is I'm going
Il
to
choisit ses munitions selon ce qu'il utilise le plus, les grenades, la
And then I'm
capacité,
going to go in here
sa
and
roulade, ses
actually
machins.
put some points into
Certaines
my
personnes, là, ils le
intellect
montrent pas d'ailleurs.
so that I can get my super up as well.
Ok, si. Là, il a utilisé l'intellect, j'allais le dire. Il y en a aucun qui a build de façon d'avoir son super plus fréquemment.
again,
Pants.
Donc là, lui, il le fait.
Whatever grieves.
Parce que l'intellect, ça fait que votre
Whatever.
cooldown de super est plus rapide.
Pantaloons.
Hunters wear pants.
La flèche est naze en
So,
PvP. Bah, quand je l'ai
shotgun
en face, ça
scavenger,
me
'cause,
les
again,
brise.
I have two
Ok.
shotguns, actually, so this is
Quand
gonna
tu
help
prends
me
une
pick up
flèche,
more ammo.
Got to get those
tu
shells.
sors de la flèche.
Exactly.
Tu te reprends une
That's a good
flèche.
example of showing like you can't equip two
Ah, laissez-moi
shotgun
jouer.
scavengers
Exactly,
in
yeah.
once.
Yep.
It'll
Yep.
just say that it's already applied.
It says no.
Yep.
This does not stack. Don't waste your time. Don't waste your budget.
A little bit more hand cannon love. And then here,
Don't waste
because I
your
have 4
budget.
points, I'm going to actually put that into my class ability recharge. So this kind of, again, helps me with my exotic choice for
Mais bon,
my
attendez, moi ça remonte. Hein. Ça fait quand même quelques temps là que j'ai pas joué.
Lastly, we're going to go into my
Dieu,
cape,
Maurice, t'es
and
dessiné.
like Lisa did.
Ouais,
pump
ça se
action.
voit, non?
It's also spec into getting my melee back a little bit more quickly. And then last, let's top it off.
Vraiment, j'aime
With
plus du
getting
tout le jeu, ça
my
se voit
my
beaucoup, je
super
trouve.
And so everyone else started off with their helmet for
Non.
doing their appearance. I'm a hunter.
Une petite
We all
pause, là,
know
on y
what I'm
revenir
about.
à fond.
You dress around the cape.
Exactly. So I'm gonna go down to appearances in my cape. And
No cape.
we have
Elle est
a
trop belle,
bunch
sa
of
cape.
different options
C'est vrai
here.
que ça me fait penser à des ornements de Warframe.
But I've already like done a little perusing. I think I know what I want to go with, and it's
Non,
gonna
ça, c'est
be
moche, hein.
this guy
Oh.
right here.
Yeah.
You know?
Yes.
See, it matches the chest.
Yes.
Exactly.
Coyote-themed build. Beautiful. Okay.
Ah, la première
And
est
so
très très
with
bien.
this, I think I'm also gonna do a little bit of shader work on it. I like the very monochrome
Il
look
faut.
for the shaders.
En
I'm
plus,
just
ça te
gonna
fait
go
hop,
nice and clean with this
doucement mais
one.
sûrement. C'est machin.
And then I actually like the look
Tu auras de quoi
of
farmer
the
tout à
solstice
fait.
gear with this exotic, and so
What
I'm
a
actually
life.
gonna keep this looking this
What
way.
a
But
time
the
to
last
be
thing I
alive.
want to do is, because Rodney didn't have the glow, I want to make him feel a little jealous, and so I'm just gonna go in here, slap it on my arm, so you can see it a little bit. It's not too much, right?
What is a
Yeah,
lot? That's
yeah.
pretty flashy,
No.
Tomo.
I'm a hunter. This is
Oh, you
nothing.
can't see it too
Yeah,
much.
that's nothing.
It only changes
C'est
my
pas subtil, hein.
profile.
Yeah. And there you go. And so now I'm actually gonna, if you look over at my stats and kind of see like where I'm specking
Mais elle a surtout
into,
beaucoup changé,
I
Benjamin.
definitely have a good amount of points into,
Elle a été
like I was saying
refaite.
earlier, with like trying to get my melee up more often, and then I'm gonna try to have my super up
Pretty
pretty
good and
frequently as
balanced,
well.
though. You're
Yeah.
decent at just about
Exactly.
Regarde
everything.
son
He's getting
ventre.
a lot of cooldown recovery from his build, so it's
Mhm.
you know, doesn't need it quite as
Tout à
much from
fait.
the mods.
Exactly.
Il a des
And,
écailles.
as the season progresses too, like right now we have
Et il
a bunch of
respire
the mods
plus.
already unlocked for us, but there's other ways that, like the
Et ses cornes ont
artifact, for
changé.
example, that we're not diving too deep into it today. It'll be able to give you mods later on this season, and those the offerings from that also change season over season. So just because you saw this once doesn't mean that you're good
Merci,
for the entirety of your Destiny life.
So, popular question from all of the chat rooms that we're monitoring right now. We're going to have all these new mods to pick from. What does this do to the
L'image,
old
c'est pas la
mods?
même, ouais, limite.
So we're not actually going to deprecate any of the old mods. You can hang
crois
on
que
to
c'est
them.
une
You
autre
can keep
miniature.
using them. You can keep using your pre-armor 2.0 armor as well. It won't burst
Sure.
into flames or anything,
Okay,
right?
okay.
So it'll still work.
Je pourrais pas dire là comme
So
ça,
for
mais
the god
effectivement, ça
roll,
me dit rien.
nothing will part
Yeah.
me from this god roll.
Yeah.
I can keep that. I can
pense
keep
ça.
modifying it.
Yep, I think you're going to want to eventually switch to Armor 2.0, but you know you can transition over. But also mods dismantle into mod components. Mod components are what you're going to use to buy mods from the gunsmith. So
Okay,
if
good.
you want
Bon
to get rid
courage à
of
toi,
like, a bunch of
Lucien.
old mods that you're not using
au plaisir.
anymore, you'll be able to convert those into the new mods as you buy them from the
Et bon
gunsmith.
courage
Nice
pour ton
symbiotic
entretien, du coup.
economy, but it still gives me options I can use for
Tu me
everything
rediras.
in
Yeah.
my vault.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good to know. Now, we have our Guardians built. We have our fire team that is
Ah, ils
perfectly
vont faire
articulated.
un assaut,
you
là.
actually
C'est
had a
parti.
strike in mind when you were making all these decisions.
Yes.
So let's open our director and let's
Yep.
pick the mission that we're going to play.
Yeah, we're going to play a tree of probabilities.
Okay.
J'ai pas
It's
fait
gonna
gaffe,
be
Linz, pourquoi?
Mercury strikes. So I'll go ahead and launch us into that.
Go for launch.
J'aime pas cette
Yeah.
mission.
And then we will be looking to you for specific lovely moments where you can call out exactly how these mods are impacting combat. Looking forward to a lot of sentient Arc Helper Buddy
Oh yes.
sitting
Bah,
on your
écoute,
shoulder
ça
like
se
a
passe bien.
deadly parrot.
Arc Buddy is basically the greatest.
He's gonna be the real
Yeah.
MVP of this stream.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's
And-
got his own line in the PGCR.
And like I mentioned,
Put him
like
to shame.
on its own, this exotic does a pretty decent job of getting grenade energy back if you're getting hits. But I put so much into grenade energy for those times when like I might use it and it's not getting a lot of hits back, or I die in the middle of it, just to make
Les
certain.
modes que tu démantèles donnent de quoi acheter
Our
d'autres
buddy is
modes chez
always gonna
Bungie,
be with
donc je vais en
All right.
stack
And then we've got
pour avoir
our
de quoi démanteler
Titan
et
support
acheter comme
character
Bungie
with
vendra des
Lumina,
modes.
just
Yeah.
shooting to heal.
Yeah,
Yep.
mostly I'm going to be focusing on getting my noble
Yep.
rounds up so that
Sorry.
I've got a good store of them for when these two,
C'est juste un petit
or
prélude.
mostly Tomo.
It's gonna be
Let's
me.
be honest.
It's gonna be
On y va
I'm the
direct
one that's
après.
asking for help all the time.
When Tomo gets into danger and is like, help,
prends
I
les
am dying,
minutes,
I want to have the
mais
noble
on
rounds to be able to throw a little healing in his way.
One of the rare instances in which my friend is going behind enemy lines, so I will shoot him in the back.
I will shoot him.
All right.
All right.
Let's do this.
Game
Are
is
we
afoot.
going left or right? Left
Let's
or right?
C'est important pour moi de suivre
All
ça.
right, Arc Buddy, get to work.
Et j'ai l'impression que c'est important aussi pour une partie de ma communauté, vu le nombre de personnes.
All you gotta do is walk
Et,
around.
et ensuite,
No,
on ira
and
sur...
The bad guys went right.
See,
Ouais,
this
c'est-
is
guys
this is nice because it works really well with the
Il était
fusion
censé
rifles
sortir avant No
because
Man's
I
Sky,
can
mais il
take
a
my
tardé sur PC.
time. I don't have to be hasty
coup,
about, shooting. I can line up and
Cet assaut, on est d'accord, Lynn. On a des mauvais souvenirs ensemble.
so I am, Arc Buddy's doing a lot of work.
Trace
and I'm
of
actually
probability,
playing in a
c'est
very
tellement-
leisurely fashion and just always trying to keep.
Je me rappelle, la seule
And,
personne à pas drop le
I can't
TFA, c'était
quite control.
toi.
He's very enthusiastic,
He's a strong,
and you can see
independent
now,
Arc buddy.
like
C'est vrai,
I already
Benjamin,
have
on verra ça.
it back up.
That's fine.
Keep doing that.
Arc
Le
buddy
mec a
all
fait
day.
Arc
179
Buddy
fois
all
la
day,
mission.
seriously. Got some ammo to, I'm doing well on ammo so far. Have plenty of special because I'm not spending
En
too
vrai,
much
d'avoir
of
un
it.
vrai petit joue, tu dis pas
Arc
ça.
buddy's doing the
I'm just using my guns for
Ça.
special occasions.
Justement, quand les gens me disent
Special occasions.
ouais, t'as dit que c'était bien comme
Oh,
extension.
and do we want to call out the
En
ammo
fait,
finder?
quand tu joues la première
Switch over
fois,
right to, oh, it went away.
Oh,
I
you
accidentally
picked
picked it
it
up.
up.
I got too close. Oh well, we'll do
Au
it
bout
again
de
later.
semaines,
We'll
ouais.
do it again later.
It'll
tu
come
dis
up again.
bon.
Who's got left to kill?
We'll show that later, but you did indicate that when your ammo
Ça,
finder is
sur le moment,
working, you want to be
sur
able
le
to call
début, la
that out,
découverte,
give people
enfin,
sort
je
of a
pense
visual
que
cue in some new and
tu peux pas
interesting
dire qu'il y a une
ways.
mauvaise
So
extension
we'll
sur,
find a moment to show
sur les
exactly how that
découvertes.
works soon.
Oh, there's guys
Oh,
over
there's
here.
guys
Le
over
problème,
here.
c'est sur la durée en fait.
Hiding from
They
us.
were hiding. What a bunch of jerks.
They were scared of Arc Buddy.
They
Je suis un peu
were.
comme ça aussi,
Arc
Vixen,
Buddy is
t'inquiète.
terrifying. Ah, there's one. I found another one. Switch back to me. So you'll see that ammo has a special glow on it. That means that that
De la
ammo
quête
was
d'IDF
specifically
pour
generated
Lynn, c'était
from
quelque
my
chose.
ammo finder perk.
Yeah.
So you can kind of tell, like, oh, it's actually doing something. That's how I can tell.
Donc là, elle a eu
But the moment it
ses munes
happened,
parce
you
qu'elle
also
avait
get
mis sa
indicator
paire.
on your HUD as well, so that if it happens in the middle of a firefight, you can see that you get a little buff that tells you, hey,
You done did it.
you got it.
You
got
done
some
did
ammo.
Ok, c'est marqué du coup dans votre liste de buffs quand votre mode fait quelque chose. Je crois que c'est ça qu'il a dit. Hein.
We talked earlier a little bit about how you're going to be able to pull your exotics out of your collections.
yes.
We didn't really mention anything about legendaries, and I think it's worth pointing out something that I'm really excited about.
Bah
that,
pourquoi Lynn
my team put a
Ah,
lot
tu
of
veux
work
dire par rapport au
into,
fait qu'elle joue deux
specifically
spéciales
my tester did a really great job of.
Yeah,
On dirait un truc kawaii quand je fais ça.
Ryan, and that is that all legendary armors in the game are going to drop as armor 2.0 from Shadowkeep.
Ouais,
on.
toutes
So
les
basically,
armes légendaires vont drop en
any-
2.0, c'est
any
logique.
armor drop at that point from any source that's legendary is going to be an armor 2.0 armor. So that means all the planetary armor sets. If you go back and do an old raid or escalation protocol or whatever, or Dreaming
Non, mais
City,
ça, oui,
pick
j'avais
your
su,
pick, right?
bien
It's
sûr.
all going to be dropping as armor 2.0 armor.
Even if you're pulling it off a vendor, like if Anna Bray has
Yep.
my favorite
En
warlock
fait, on parle
chest piece
juste
because
de
it looks like
quand
Tuxedo
il
Tales,
ramasse.
I can go back and say, hey, give me
Quand
the
elle
new
a
stuff.
ramassé.
We
Wonderful.
updated those with, they have fixed
Vas-y,
rolls, so
dis-nous,
you're
Lint.
still going to want to get a drop because the fixed rolls tend to be pretty.
Il parlait juste du
middle of
glow,
the road-ish.
là-dessus, t'es
So
sûr?
if you want to, you
Moi, je
want
crois
to
que
be
c'était sur
chasing
son écran, c'était
better
marqué,
stat
non?
rolls that fit the kind of build
Vérifie
that you're
aussi
gonna
ça,
make, or
Lint.
higher stat rolls,
Parce qu'il y a un truc
honestly.
qui proc en buff.
So you're going to want to, still get those drops, but if you just want to grab one of the vendor pieces, it will be armor 2.0.
Wonderful.
down there. Ooh. Tomo, do you want to talk about some of the super stuff now, or you want to wait for a more threatening experience?
we will see if we can get any combatants to show up here, and then I can go over some of the changes
All
with
right.
this subclass.
I'll rein in Arc Buddy for now, so you can show off.
Yeah.
Let's see. Come on, guys.
There they are.
Oh, the signs are
Yeah.
very squirrely.
There's all kinds of sounds over here. In fact,
Yep,
I may
my armor
have
finder
I may
triggered.
have jumped right into the middle of
Cool.
combat. I might need your help.
En vrai,
Ryan.
c'est commercial.
Where are you at?
Oh,
Il est
yeah.
commercial, Lint. J'ai toujours dit.
So as you can see, whenever I chuck my grenade and I'm actually able to hit something with
Tu veux
it,
un
then
résumé
I'll be getting
framboise?
my, melee cooldown back. And then the other cool thing is
Après
if
1 heure
I
de
can
live.
get myself and especially allies
Tu vas pouvoir mettre des mods
with
sur tes
the
armures, ce
smoke
sera
to
trop
make
cool.
us invisible,
Tu choisis,
then
c'est du
it'll also
RPG full,
increase,
trop
my
bien.
grenade cooldown.
Et sinon, regarde la rediff sur YouTube ou Twitch.
Also, if you make me invisible
tu veux,
while Arc Buddy is out,
plus
Arc
d'informations.
Buddy shooting does
Parce
not
que
break
là-
invisibility.
Yes, it is amazing.
Ça fait pas 3 minutes,
Is there
hein.
anything Arc Buddy can't do? That's
It
the real
can't
question.
Image
my
gratuite.
taxes.
En fait, le système d'armure sera le même pour tout le monde, donc
Have
ça
we
y a pas de
tried
souci.
though?
I mean, it's pretty brute force, you know.
Mais
It
les
pretty
missions,
much
tout ça,
knows
ça c'est
only
autre chose,
one
c'est
So you
payant.
can do your taxes, but you get audited.
thing. Yes.
Probably.
Yes, precisely.
On a le pack sur l'os.
Stealing my kills.
I'm sorry, he's got a mind of his own. Literally, he's sentient.
He's very good.
Never apologize for Arc.
Ah, c'est donc ça, Lint, il avait raison, du coup.
We've seen mention of this
personne
in
mange
chat,
plus dans
but
l'écran.
indeed, if you look at your teammates in any instance, whether you're in the tower or if
yeah.
you're on a strike, over
Vous
their
avez tout.
heads you can see
Vous avez
which
tout.
class they are. So
Zébestou avait raison, en fait, il y a un glow spécial si ça a proc, c'est ça?
We're not giving you a number over their heads now. We're letting you
Mais
know
non,
if
donc
they
du coup,
are
la version gratuite,
Hunter,
vous aurez
Titan,
aussi
or
les armures
Warlock.
2.0, je pense. Hein.
Just some of the different subtle UI changes that we've made. These all go live October 1st.
Yeah. All right, let's see here. Got my soup. Whoa! I did a thing where I jumped. I looked.
Ouais, t'avais raison, du coup, Zébestou.
Everything's fine. Everything's under control.
Rodney,
Ouais,
I
armure
also
2.0.
try to play
Ouais.
as a support player, and
Am I good? Oh,
so I'm taking a lot of notes as to how you built your Titan. But
By the way,
aside from Lumina, because I never touch hand cannons, what are some of the things that your build is enhancing
attendez, hop.
your support player?
Seconde.
Yeah, so
Specialty.
one of the big ones that I'm really relying on right now a lot is my ability to give overshields to my allies with melees. And I've got to basically stick with my friends and get those melee kills, but the Titan, the Defender Titan, is able to
Ouais, c'est
basically
35 €
give
l'extension à la
himself
base.
and his allies,
Et vous avez une
overshield
version,
with the melee
free to
kill,
play.
right? And so one of the things I was doing when I was
Vous l'avez
building
ici.
with my mods was making sure that that powered melee was up pretty often, because basically if it's already kind of a challenge to be in close proximity to your allies and also getting a melee kill at the moment when they need it.
Bah,
So I
pour
want to
toi,
make
du
sure
coup.
that if I'm in that situation, I've got my melee up and ready to go.
Sure. I mentioned that we're going to
On
be
essaie de pas te
talking
rassurer
a
en,
little bit about supers
en
at a
espérant
later
que d'autres
date.
personnes te
And
disent le
obviously,
jeu est mort.
certain things are best left to be discovered by players in the game.
C'est
but,
pas le but.
if
Après,
you
si
want to
t'as
just
plus envie
show
d'y jouer,
off
tu joues plus.
one, since you're meleeing, since you're doing the punching,
That's
you
fine.
want to
Pas
just
besoin
show
de
off
l'affirmation
one
des autres
finishing
pour
move as a little hors
Ooh,
d'oeuvre.
Continue ta vie.
we get permission to show off a finisher. Right
Comme
as
les
there's
gens
not
qui auraient
enough
dit ouais, je joue
There's not enough
plus,
bad guys for
et qui
finish.
verraient
You don't
qu'ils
have to
trouvent
do
ça
it right
bien
now.
là, ils pourraient se dire bah en fait j'y reviens.
Yes, we've been told.
C'est pas une relation amoureuse dans les jeux vidéo.
Yes.
For this
C'est
stream.
pas genre
So
quand t'as
the
rompu, tu peux plus jamais
seasonal
revenir quoi.
artifacts are things that you'll discover in your own time. The finishing moves. I mean, if
Grave,
you know
grave.
everything about
Moi
this
je
game when it
kiffe
launches
ce
on October
système là pour les
1st,
armures.
we've done you a great disservice. So we know how much
C'est genre,
people
tu sais,
love
c'est
to wait
signé
for
dans
things,
dans le
but
marbre, tu sais.
at the same time, we want your real-time
Plus
moment
jamais je
reaction
ne
to
jouerai à
be
ce jeu.
full of eureka.
All right, I'm gonna be.
Oh, il a
tempted
fait un
and do
finish,
the
là, non?
stupid thing that is jump into the enemy lines.
All right, do it. Yeah.
Il a fait
Tell
un
us a bit
finish ou j'ai
about
rêvé?
that shadow shot.
Yeah, so the shadow
Dites
shot
des
actually
bêtises.
got a buff, especially with this damage. So
Lint, clip, 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 clip. Pour voir.
especially in PvP, but even in PvE, you're gonna feel a good amount of damage from it. And then, like I said earlier, I've definitely been going
Il a fait un
back and
truc
forth
comme ça.
between my grenades and my melee charges to make sure that I have those up as frequently
Sûr.
as possible.
Vas-y, si t'arrives à le faire.
And I think once we go through here, I'll try to make everyone invisible, and then
Ah, c'est trop
we can
stylé,
have
des
Rodney
finishes.
pop maybe the ward
C'est
down.
tellement
Yeah.
le kiff, les
Yeah.
finishes.
Once we're on
Ward of
the, once we're
Dawn.
on the ledge.
All right.
Yeah. All right. So Ward of Dawn.
Bah, je préfère avoir ce genre de discours homme
I
létal
only
que le genre de
really
discours
know
ultra
that I can say
pessimiste que tu as
anything,
depuis
so
le début du
I'm
live.
pretty much gonna figure it out as soon as I use it.
That's true.
That's
The
true.
content speaks for
Monitoring
itself.
chat.
Monitoring chat.
Prepare chat.
Papa.
I mean,
Let us know what you see when.
what if someone's just listening and not watching? You know.
Well, that's just.
Well, that is true. Oh, look at you being all thoughtful, Lisa.
Lisa's always looking out for
Elle me
the
fait
experts.
trop rire.
All right, y'all ready for this?
Comment ça
We're
rigole.
ready. We got
Putain,
bad
je
guys.
veux aller en soirée avec cette meuf. Obligé.
And you might notice.
Je suis sûre que tu tapes des
weapons of
barres.
light
Yep.
back by default.
Yep. It's CGG, Weapons of Light. I believe that was the first instance in
Ce rire
chat
quoi.
for Mixer. Let's see over on Twitch. Overshield outside of Bubble. Chat prepared. Bubble time. Weapons of Light, baby, says Mastermind.
Yeah.
De ouf, de ouf. C'est trop bien.
No secrets to be kept from this community.
Ça, c'est le gars à gauche qui joue comme ça, non?
All right, we did it, guys.
Get out of here, Sion.
C'était propre, ces chats.
All right, I'm gonna make sure my arc buddy is up when I do the sparrow part because it likes to shoot. At
Oh,
people
as
who
you
Ah,
are
c'était la
about to-
meuf.
That's amazing.
Come on, arc buddy. Woohoo!
I don't know if you can see the scrolling here, but both chat windows are extremely pleased with
Good.
your tactical choices, Rodney.
Yeah. Get him, arc buddy. Pew 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 pew. Pew. I don't think he. Oh, he actually got someone. Good job.
While you're driving
While
the
I was
sparrow.
driving. Oh, he went away. Okay, that was.
Yep,
fun.
mais
That
du
was
coup,
just- that was
Benjamin,
not
Arc buddy riding shotgun.
ça a été reporté l'extension des C2, donc c'est ok. Ça a été reporté au 1er octobre.
But yeah, I'm
Donc en
very
fait, on a
pleased
large
with
le temps
how
de
much,
se faire voir dans le
ammo
3
I
et
have
ensuite
for
d'enchaîner
my
quoi.
fusion rifles. I'm not starved at all.
Ah, merci
I'm also-
Abdou.
You know, being very what's the
Attendez.
good word? Chill.
Yeah.
This is a very chill play style. You know, just
Oh.
sort of hanging back. And
Very nonchalant.
every now and
Pajama
then I'll
party.
take a shot.
Je vais pas
you
pouvoir le
know.
montrer
Special
correctement,
occasions.
mais
A special occasion or a special
So,
event?
which mods make
Vous
your
êtes prêts?
sparrow
je
faster?
vais vous montrer le finish. C'est un peu nul, mais...
Alas.
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 Regarde,
Question
regarde.
answered.
Alas.
Le pas.
The laugh was really all I needed.
Ouais.
Sorry. Okay, no.
And talking about your ammo stuff, it is worth also pointing out that
Ah,
in,
merci Lint
you
aussi.
know, this activity,
Yes.
you're not super starved.
Ce finish
for
là.
ammo right
That's
now.
true.
But in other activities, maybe something where we have famine on, it could
so
even
far.
become important for someone who's not running.
Moi, je
double
vais essayer de voir les
specials.
clips qui ont été faits dans le chat du coup. Hein.
So
Merci Lint
Anticipate really
aussi.
cool conversations like, you know,
Yeah.
what are the mods, what are the
C'est un peu
burns,
chiant les
what are
clips,
the
c'est pas
challenges?
streamé
Exactly,
pareil.
right. And you know, there might be a situation where, like, hey, the burn in this particular strike or
Moi, je regarde
activity or
Lint.
whatever is particularly nasty. So let's all stock up on the you know, void resistance mods or whatever, just to give ourselves a little bit of extra,
Yeah.
cushion.
Sure.
I would
There's a-
imagine like you
Oh,
would
sure.
probably be like shifting things up as you know, if you want to go to a different
Like
activity or if you
Là,
want
je
to
vais
change
juste me
out
le
your
mettre de côté.
loadout,
Hop.
it's relatively simple to just pop in and
Yeah.
bloop, 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 bloop.
Merci
Make
Lint.
adjustments since the mods are no longer consumable. There's a
Classe.
small glimmer
Et
cost
doctrine,
to
je pense.
slotting them, but otherwise it's pretty flexible
On
for
pourrait même faire
moving
doctrine, hein.
around.
Ça en fait que 9.
There will be activities where you lock the build, yes?
That's
Yes,
true.
that is
So,
true.
Ah, il y a
make
des
some
activités
very
où votre
tough
but sera
choices
lock
before you
au niveau
play
des
one of
mods,
those
bien sûr.
activities.
Yeah.
You know, that's
Ouais,
where you
donc
want
ça, ça en fait
teamwork to
9.
play a big role as well, right? Like we did a little bit of pre-match
À un
coordination.
moment, il faut que
but,
Brandon qui fait les finishes,
in
ça serve à quelque chose.
purely
Hein. Il est
high
embauché
difficulty
pour ça.
activities, I think you're going to want to work together to make sure, hey, I'm covering this side, you cover that side.
Sure.
There are
Ça,
even
on arrive à la
mods, and
fin
we're not
quand
showing
même,
them
ça.
off today, but there are even mods where,
pourquoi lancer
if
cet assaut,
Lisa,
quoi?
for example, you know, she knew she was going to be
Genre,
starved
vous
for
l'aimez
ammo, but she
Non, personne n'aime cet assaut.
wanted to spend her mods on something else.
Il doit
I
l'aimer,
might
hein.
be able to actually help her with her
Yeah.
ammo economy as well.
Mhm.
Du coup, Stibous.
So you can
Create
coordinate a
some,
little
yeah,
nice.
team synergy.
Synergy, that's the word.
And if
qu'ils
you're
ont
a
l'air
solo
bizarres,
player,
des
you
dixièmes
can take a
plaques,
look
ils
at
sont
how
verra
your
ça,
team
on
is
dirait.
playing the game
Where? Oh, I found it.
and make adjustments. You know, the team I've been matched
Si
with
je me
is
mets à
not
jour.
good at something, so I'm going to overcompensate for the rest of them. All right, you have boss melting mods, so show goodness.
We just showed it.
Yeah, basically
We didn't quite get him.
Tomo's style of jumping in recklessly.
Est-ce que tu peux
the
remettre
boss
le
resist
finish
mod is
du
helpful
coup,
for
Lint,
that when he
pour
goes to
Foster?
try and punch it out with this guy.
Merci beaucoup.
And when I need to, I just go invisible and make everyone
Il
else.
était pas censé monter. Va
Are
de
they gonna let
Dieu!
people save loadouts, or are they going to have to memorize their favorite loadouts and change
Bah,
them
bonjour,
out,
hein.
from activity to activity?
I think this is where you're going to want to keep a couple of different pieces of armor.
Alors déjà, bonjour.
handy. So like if you've got a particular loadout that you
Salut
like for
Xerf, comment tu
Crucible
vas?
or whatever,
Yeah.
you might just have a Crucible
Vas-tu
set.
tester la
So you're like,
version
okay, I'm gonna swap this
free
out,
to play
pretty
de
quickly.
Destiny
Because
au
you
mois
can
de
have as
septembre?
many
Attends, mais
mods
du coup,
or
c'est
the
au mois de
mods
septembre
socket
ou au mois
into as
d'octobre
many
qu'elle se
pieces
fait
of
celle de
armor as
free to
you
play?
want. It's pretty easy.
Bienvenue
and
tout
that's
le
actually
monde.
what I think I'm going to end up doing is basically saying like, okay, well, I'm going to
Merci
use
beaucoup,
this
vraiment, merci,
literal
merci,
Crucible armor
merci.
set as my Crucible armor.
Ah,
and
tu
just
les
make
joues
sure
sur
this mod
Stadia.
doesn't
Et
have
du coup, est-ce que tu
socket
crois qu'on
in
pourrait y
the
jouer
place
sur
that I
un...
want.
I will remind you, and this is
Si moi,
my
je suis
fault
sur
because I
Steam,
put you
mais
on
c'était
the
sur
spot,
Stadia.
but our audience
Ah, je
does
sais
want
pas.
to see a finishing move from your
Oh,
Titan.
Vraie question.
all right. Well, someone finish this. We'll see. Unless
yeah.
Arc Buddy
Oh, did they not
kills
see it
them.
earlier?
J'ai hâte d'avoir ton retour
Unless
là-dessus, du
Arc
coup.
Buddy kills. Who's on screen? It's
De savoir ce que ça donne
Arc
sur
Buddy.
Stadia.
Ok.
C'est vrai
Arc
qu'il
Buddy
sort
will
sur
weaken them
Stadia. hein.
down.
So
Okay.
you'll
Donc
see
là,
that
le
little
stream
dot on
d'aujourd'hui,
the
pour
head.
tous ceux qui arrivent, a été
There you
concentré
go.
sur
Did it. Done did it.
Yeah.
le nouveau fonctionnement des armures,
Very nice.
qui est
Very nice.
First one's
beaucoup plus
First one's
RPG
free.
en soi. Parce qu'en
Yeah,
fait, dès que vous allez drop une armure, vous allez drop des mods avec cette armure. Exemple, un mode qui va faire que votre revolver recharge plus vite,
All
ok?
right, it's about that time.
It's about
Ce mode, vous allez le garder pour toujours.
Kill this boss time.
It's final
Et
boss
quand
time.
vous prenez,
Whoa,
quand vous
good thing
obtenez une
I-
nouvelle armure,
I
vous mettez les modes que vous voulez.
I fell.
dans la limite d'un
I'm sorry.
certain
Which mod gives you
quota
an
d'énergie
emergency quadruple jump for when you find yourself
pour
floating in
adapter
the
votre build. Et cette personne a un rire beaucoup trop
I feel like we should
communicatif.
have a parachute mod.
Yes.
Oh.
Thank you for coming back for me.
jetpack mod.
Voilà, donc on part
I'm
sur
the
quelque chose de plus
support character,
RPG
so
sur
I came
les armures
back.
Thanks for
2.0.
doing your job.
Good job.
Ooh, I almost did
All
it
right, let's do
again.
this thing.
Never
J'espère,
rely on
mais-
applause.
Bon appel, merci beaucoup en tout cas.
Oh no.
Oh boy.
Oh, goodness. All right. Let's punch in the air.
J'imagine que tu as testé Beyond, by the
Fear
way.
not. Oh, I almost died. It's fine. Everything's fine.
Everything
pas
will be
encore.
Art Buddy
okay.
is here. Oh,
Ouais,
you
mais
killed
peut-être
him
que
before
c'est à
Art
quoi il
Buddy got
jouait.
to shoot him.
Pourquoi jouer avec
Oh,
ça
we're worried about
déjà?
Arc Buddy's feelings now?
Yes, we are. He's
Art
sentient.
Buddy
On a
is
rien,
sentient.
moi, mais trop.
Yeah.
He has hopes and dreams.
All right.
Mission complete.
Very
Le
nice.
free-to-play, c'est le 17
And the crowd
septembre.
goes wild.
Yeah.
Well done.
Ok.
Yay.
What a handsome looking team.
That's right.
And well appointed to support each other and to
Yeah.
play with each other's strengths and weaknesses. That's how it's going to go. This has just been a taste of how things are going to happen starting October 1st. Obviously, you won't have this many riches that
Obviously.
they had to play with.
So many
Going to
riches.
need to play some Destiny. Going to need to go out and get some new armor pieces. We'll start you off with your Solstice set and one of your
Du coup,
favorite
faut que je fasse
exotics
l'armure au
for each
solstice,
build.
quoi.
And
J'ai compris.
from there, you'll be earning these mods. Pay a visit to the gunsmith. This has just been one way to build a Titan, a Warlock, and a Hunter.
C'était
We
bien
can't
la
wait for you to
présentation
show
avec les
us
trois
all of the
classes et
other
tout.
ways in
J'aime bien.
which this is all going to go down.
Vous savez ce qui est rigolo?
Thank you all so much.
340.
you.
for the
Yeah.
343
master level thesis.
Industries.
Uh,
Allô?
Rodney,
Bungie?
Lisa, Tomo, playing in the development environment on test accounts. So if you're trying to send them friend invites, these are not the droids you're looking for. But we look forward to playing the game with you. Shadowkeep and New Light come out on October 1st. Final
New Light,
show
c'est October
note, final
1st aussi,
programming
hein.
note before we go. If you are members of our PC community, we love you dearly, and we hope that you're going to be
On est les
migrating
meilleurs, bien
with
sûr,
us to our new home on Steam.
Ouais.
Here's a little news piece that we released last week, just to set your sights on the fact that next week we're going to be clicking some buttons on Bungie.net to make sure that your Guardians will be waiting
Donc
for
le
you on the
21,
new
on passe sur
platform
Steam, les gens.
on October 1st when the new games begin. Thank you so much for watching, and we will talk to you again soon.
Ah ouais,
Got a
t'as
lot more to
vérifié?
say about this game before it
C'est
comes out.
débile.
We'll be at Gamescom, we'll be at PAX, so if we don't meet you in the wild, we'll see you in the tower.
Bye.
Il a dit next week. C'est bien le 21, non? On dirait tellement mon perso. Voilà, 20, le 20. Yes! On va jouer sur Steam. Bon, on sera toujours sur Discord, mais c'est terrible. Rendez-nous Twitch.
or the hounds of war are loose.